Yeah, there is a lot going on, and it feels like it's been going on for a little while, but exciting times for Everton fans with the takeover?
Yeah, absolutely. Stability, I think, is the most important phrase to come out of this whole situation. There's a new stadium, which is going to be absolutely... I've been past it.
Yeah, same.
It's amazing.
It's incredible.
I've had a look inside it on Instagram and all these sort of things, and it looks fantastic, phenomenal. So to have the new manager, the new ownership model, the team defensively, very good, you know, with exception to the last game. They've kept 6 clean sheets in the last 11 games.
Yeah.
So when I say defensively, they've been very good. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
The problem Everton have on the pitch is scoring goals. It's a major issue. And, you know, you've got players like Dominic Calvert-Lewin, whose situation is not that dissimilar to Marcus Rashford, to be honest, where he's been at the club for a long, long time. He's very comfortable. He's saying he's given 100%. And in his mind, at this current moment in time, he believes that. But when you're watching it, and I know he's had injury problems in the past as well, he's overcoming those. But when you're watching him, you can see he's holding something back. Now, whether that's because he's afraid of getting injured again, or he doesn't quite trust his body, or there's just maybe a fire that's gone out ever so slightly, I don't know. I do think that he needs a fresh challenge. He's got Beto at the club pushing him. He's got Armando Broja at the club pushing him, who I actually think... I actually prefer to see Broja playing, because he's had a torrid time with injuries over his time during Chelsea and his other loan spell. I can't remember who it was at currently, but he's a great player. He's got energy. He's physical. He's dominant in the air. When he's fully fit and flying, he's great. So having a player like that pushing Dominic would be nothing but positive for the team. But they need to buck their ideas up really, really quickly and get goals. They need goals.
Yeah, obviously he won't be involved this weekend because he's playing against his parent club.
Yeah, of course.
Why did you say the new manager? What slip was that?
I don't know. So, you know,
it's okay, you don't have to answer it. I just put you on the spot there.
My outlook on it, right, is the new ownership model. If we're basing it on what we've seen at Roma, who obviously the owners own Roma, they are not shy in changing their managers out when things aren't necessarily going well. Roma have changed their manager a couple of times this season already, a few times already this season. So they're constantly chasing and searching for perfection. They want winners in there, and they're going to want winners at this humongous football club. I like Sean Dyche. I think he's a fantastic manager. I think he's a great guy as well. I'm not certain if it's going to be him that sees out the end of the season. I hope it is. I hope he gets a chance with the new owners, with some real money behind them and a lovely new stadium. But it's to be seen. Okay, yeah, all right. Well, Mayo, let's talk about Chelsea, because obviously we mentioned briefly that they could go top of the table. They really were the big winners last week, weren't they? And they feel like they are just picking up steam. They are just starting.
It's really funny because everyone in that change room and the manager is dismissing any talk of a title, which is probably the best thing to do publicly. Which is probably the best thing to do with the youngest squad in the Premier League and one of the young squads in Europe. But you can see there's a confidence. There's a quiet confidence in the way they play. There's a quiet confidence in the manager that he's probably disproving people that thought he would not be able to do it, especially having won with Leicester in the Championship. And in the Premier League, a lot of it's about momentum. Winning that many games in a row now, it's a momentum that Chelsea have not had for a long time. It's always been stop, start, stop, start. Yeah. Now Chelsea, we spoke about Fairfax earlier, Chelsea as one of the informed teams in the league can go to teams and think like, that team's scared of us. They don't want to play us. We can score a few goals. And it's about everyone coming to the party at the right time. Sancho's been really, really good. Yes. Cole Palmer's doing what Cole Palmer does. Nico Jackson looks a completely different player than he did last season. Yeah. And if people can continue to build on their levels, your Enzo Fernandez's, your Moises Caicedo's, the sky's essentially the limit for that team. So it's a really good moment, and Everton is no easy task. It's going to be a low block. It's going to be a Sean Dyche masterclass, but can you find pockets to exploit? Because as you mentioned, this is a team that keeps clean sheets. Yeah. So can you exploit those gaps and potentially come away with a win and, you know, put pressure on Liverpool being top of the table? So it's going to be exciting to watch.
Yeah, it definitely will be. The scary thing about Chelsea is that the goals, as you mentioned, are coming from all over. You picked up Nicholas Jackson as well. Difficult, obviously, first season, but very different now.
Yeah, very different now. He's got the trust of the manager. He's got the trust of his teammates as well. And do you know what looks like it's different is he looks like he's not afraid to miss this season, whereas last season there was a lot of expectation on him. Like some people compared him to Drogba, and he's no Drogba by any stretch. However, what he has given Chelsea is the fear factor in front of goal. Look, the goals are not only going to come from Cole Palmer or Madueke or Sancho or whoever else it is on the pitch. Nico completes such a lethal forward line for Chelsea. You don't know where the goals are going to come from. That's why they've managed to score so many goals, because all 5, 6, 7 of their attacking players are in the goals.
You make such a good point as a striker yourself. Having that confidence as a manager must mean so much. And Nkunku's at the club. It's not that the club doesn't lack forwards, but for Enzo Fernandez come in and say Nico Jackson's my striker,
my number one,
probably done him the world of good. He's taken shots I would have never seen him take last season. There's an air of confidence and arrogance in the way he's playing, and a lot of the work he does is actually off the ball. It frees up your Cole Palmers to everyone else, but the fact he's scoring now makes such a difference to that team.
That's what my teammates said about me.
That's my guy. That's
the way he operated in the half spaces is so good for me.
Hey, if anyone needs any proof, just go back and watch the start of the show, man. Come on. Now.
Well, Enzo Maresco there, punching the air as Chelsea beat Brentford by 2-1. A reminder that they are second now in the Premier League table, just 2 points behind Liverpool. They have played a game more. And Enzo Maresca again saying after the game, we cannot win the Premier League title. You agree?
No, not at all. No, why not? Keep going. I think they've improved so much since the season's gone on. They had a whole mess to deal with in terms of the number of players. They dealt with that in a really positive way, and with good communication. They got rid of the players that they didn't want. They got hold of the players, got to grips with the players they did want, and it's been a work in progress. We saw how far off they were when they played Manchester City on the first game of the season. And from there, it's been a progression and progression and progression. And now they're seeing through games like games against Brentford, where they're not completely flying, but they're still winning. So it's been a far cry from what we've seen over the last couple of seasons, and a massive improvement step by step, game by game. I don't see why they can't keep doing that.
You're not so sure?
I'm not so sure. No,
Why?
they can. No, they can. They can win it. They're 2 points away from the top of the league. They can win it.
What's your doubts?
They're very young. They're very inexperienced.
Second youngest average starting 11 in the Premier League this season.
Yeah. They're young. They're inexperienced. We've seen definitely for recent years. Took Liverpool a few times to get close before they won it. It's taken Arsenal a few times to get close. Will they go and win it? You don't tend to come. Leicester did it, but you don't tend to come from nowhere and just win it.
Can I throw another one in, though? Arsenal and Liverpool were up against an unstoppable, impeccable Manchester City team. This very season, just before the break, you've both said they're not going to be in the conversation. So this season of all seasons, could Chelsea do it?
I think most...
Is he my idea of the centre forward for a league-winning side? When you think to yourself, you know, who Manchester City have had over the years, who Arsenal or who Liverpool or who top sides have had, you know, and I'm going back sort of 10, 12 years. Is he good enough for that just at the moment? Question mark. Is his goalkeeper, or their goalkeeper good enough? Question mark. They are flying at the moment. I love what the manager's doing. I love the way, actually, they've got such a big squad. I was thinking, there's going to be too much chopping and changing, never going to sit on a set team. But he's actually had none of that. He's just gone, this is my squad. These are the group that I'm playing with. European games, actually, we're going to have a totally different squad, and they'll all play. And I've really liked the way he's done that. That continuity is good. But I can't get away from thinking it's still a young team. And I'm not sure about the goalkeeper. I'm half sure about the centre-forward. But there's too many question marks. I'm not sure they're good enough to beat Liverpool. I don't even think they're good enough to beat Arsenal. I must admit, if you say Liverpool's not going to win the league this season, who's going to win it then? I'd probably still pick Arsenal ahead of Chelsea. You don't agree with me? I can see the way you're looking at me.
Interesting. I just want to show you this from Nicholas Jackson. First 50 Premier League appearances, 23 goals. That's third of all time of Chelsea strikers. He's not behind a bad two there, Costa and Hasselbank. But that's more than Gunn Johnson, more than Vialli, more than Didier Drogba in his first 50 Premier League games. I mean, those figures you can't be sniffed at.
No, remarkable stats, aren't they? And I will give him credit that when he plays, and I've seen him a lot this season, that you're looking at someone who brushes it off, who just keeps going. I was at Chelsea with Alvaro Morata, and it just weighed down on him. These are big characters, Hasselbank, Costa, Ida Good Johnson, Drogba, guys that took on the number 9 shirt, that centre forward role. They took that on and they ran with it. And you have to say, you're never quite sure what you're going to get from him in the game. It can be brilliant, it can be, questionable at times, but you know that he's going to go again and again and again.
So just to answer Michael's question, if Liverpool don't win the league this season, Chelsea or Arsenal?
I've got to say Chelsea.
There we go.
It will be a very, 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 very interesting match. And it will be very tough match. Everton, yeah, they have been struggling all this while, but they are a very stubborn team. They can cause you problem, that is unexpected problem. So I believe that it will be a very tough match. The last time Chelsea won match in the Everton home, not 2019, so it has been long. So it will not be that easy. Yeah, we may say Arsenal they play draw. Yeah, Chelsea is not Arsenal. This and this, this and this. Still, Everton is a very, very, very stubborn team. They can cause problems. So I believe that, we'll score past them. Yeah, they may score, but Chelsea will score past them. Because kind of informed Chelsea is right now. Everton, I don't think they can be able to handle it. But still, Everton is a very strong side, especially when they are meeting a big team. So Palmer, let it turn up like usual. It will be another boost for Chelsea to win that game. So going to the Chelsea lineup, I will choose in that match Sanchez in the goal post and Gusto right back. Also, I'll go with a Tosin and Colwell because Bachile has an injury according to the coach. Fofana is still out, and James also is back on the training, but according to the coach, we are not expecting James to start to even play that match. Even next week, save to even play next week, he can't. So that is me. James also is not. It will not be even in the bench, save. So I will go with the Tosin and Colwell and Vega because Cucurella is suspended. So I will go with the Vega and the right back. In the midfield, I will go with the Enzo and Caicedo. Caicedo and Enzo now, they are living their best life right now as a partnership. And in their front, I will go with Kopama. In the left, Sancho. In the right, Neto. Because Madueke played the last match, that is sure that Neto will start that match. Up front, Jackson. Because even though how missing of stuff Jackson have doing, and Jackson have been a good team player. What I mean by a good team player, the chasing, the running, everything have been so good. So I believe that Jackson will start. So my own prediction in this match, I will go 2-1. Chelsea win 2-1. If Everton concede earlier, it may even be more than that. Well, that is my own prediction. So, what is your own prediction?